The anniversary event is coming out this week, celebrating 11 years of Forge of Empires with brand new buildings and a brand new minigame, different from last year's. The prizes are pretty insane and worth the effort. Make sure you stay tuned for all the strategies, as you are required to play the minigame a specific way to get a fully leveled main building at the end of the event. So what is this main building that we want to get? Well, the 3x7 Tower of Conjunction looks really cool and has 10 levels. Or actually 11 levels. As we've had to get used to, there are still the golden upgrades in this event to make the event building really powerful. Regardless of its level though, the Tower of Conjunction won't actually need a road and can also not be plundered if someone attacks your city. The level 10 version, depending on your age, provides up to 11 forge points, up to 22 goods, and up to a 22% attack boost. It also provides a small amount of supplies and metals. And you know, the level 10 building seems pretty good, right? However, it pales in comparison to one of the 4 different variations of the 11th golden level. The Royal Tower of Conjunction keeps the same attack boost, forge points, and goods from the level 10 version, but adds up to a 42% supply boost, 29 previous era goods, 25 guild goods, and a fragment of a 1-up kit. But that's just one of the 4 options. The second, the Cardinal Tower of Conjunction, once again keeps attack boost and goods from the level 10 tower, but adds in up to a 36% coin boost, a coin production, up to 16 forge points instead of 11, and 1 fragment of a renovation kit. The third variation, and the fan favorite on beta, and I'm guessing on live too, is the Phantom Tower of Conjunction. It keeps the same up to 22 goods and 11 forge points from the level 10 version, but gets massive amounts of attack and defense boosts. We're talking up to 35% attack and 28% defense for attacking armies, and also up to 26% defense and 27% attack for defending armies. In other words, if you wanted more attack boosts in this event, this is the building to go for. And lastly, but no means least, the 4th variant, the Scholarly Tower of Conjunction, will keep the same attack boosts, goods, and forge points from the level 10 version, but will provide some population and happiness on top. The rest of the towers won't. Up to 6 blueprints per day, and up to 6 military units. Differing from the St. Patrick's Day event, the level 10 Tower of Conjunction will not give fragments of its golden upgrade. So it is either get the upgrade during the event or wait until next year. However, the towers aren't the only new building in this event. Unfortunately, only available from the paid $15 event pass, you can win the new Keymaster's Workshop. This building has only 4 levels, but brings something brand new to the game. At its final level, it provides up to an 11% attack boost for attacking armies, and a 12% attack boost for defending armies. It also takes a decent amount of population and happiness to build, but will provide up to 8 forge points and up to 20 goods. But the extremely broken part, it will provide 2 fragments daily of the Tower of Conjunction Selection Kit, which gives you a choice between the level 1, normal upgrades, and the golden upgrade for the Tower of Conjunction. It will take 50 days to assemble one of these kits per workshop that you have, meaning that every 1.5 years you get a fully leveled Tower of Conjunction per workshop. And in case it's not clear, you can get multiple of these workshops. But before we get through the whole discussion on the event pass, let's just talk about the other new stuff coming in this event. The Epic Anniversary 2023 Selection Kit is up for grabs, and it provides the level 1 building and upgrades for the Golden Orrery, Grand King, and Grand Queen, all from last year's anniversary event, as well as the Stage of Ages. But we also have a second new selection kit, being the Epic Historical Questline Selection Kit. This one will provide a choice of basically any building from the old historical questlines, I missed them, including the Aviary, Balloon Site, Checkmate Square, Lord's Manor, Sundial Spire, Pavilion, Rosarium, Royal Cascade, Kiosk, Obelisk Garden, Botanical Rotunda, Royal Marble Gateway, Menagerie, or Magnum Opus. And I gotta say, that's quite the selection, and possibly one of the largest selection kits in the game. And now we can return to the event pass. It's still $15, but besides the Keymaster's Workshop, you can also now get the Cobalt Lagoon, which, if you don't remember, works like a mini blue galaxy, doubling 2 productions per day for only 5 days, after which it only provides 1 forge point per day. You can also win some Epic Anniversary kits, Epic Historical Questline kits, and 2 Finish All event building items. But let's be honest, you didn't click on this video to learn about the event pass, you came to learn about the event minigame. And it is a doozy. We'll start with the simple stuff and work our way on to the strategies. When you first get to the events tutorial, you're met with something a little bit like this screen. Starting at the top left, you can see the league you're in. Thankfully, unlike other years' events, you do not have to place in the Bronze League to get all the upgrades needed. In fact, you only get the Anniversary and Historical Questline kits from the Bronze League. At the top middle, we have your progress towards the grand prizes, which can be gained in a variety of ways, and at the top right, you can see the daily special and also switch it once per day if you don't like the one that's currently there. On the right side, we can see where you can actually win the daily special. You'll always have a selection of chests that you can open with keys, which you gain throughout the minigame. For now though, it's important to know that the more expensive chests have a higher chance at giving the daily special and also give more progress towards the grand prize. At the bottom left, we have 2 buttons. The leftmost opens up a rather useless cheat sheet. I have a better one linked in the description. And the right button lets you clear the minigame to start a new board, similarly to how you can start new towns in the St. Patrick's Day event. However, this will cost you event currency. And obviously, in the middle of the screen, you can see the actual minigame. Whenever you start a new board, which is what I'm calling this grid, you'll see a whole bunch of gems in either red, green, or blue. However, all of these are locked, meaning that you can't actually do anything with them yet. What you can do is spend 10 energy, the minigame's currency, to spawn a random gem. Sounds simple? Well, this is where everything falls apart. You see, the gem will be either red, green, or blue, and will be one of 4 tiers. Basically, the higher the tier or the more gems you see together in a little group of crystals, the more it will eventually be worth. Additionally, you might notice that each of the gems that are locked behind these little windows have either the top of the key or the bottom of a key at the top right. You can only use the gems that you spawn to merge with the locked gem to free it and to level it up 1 tier. You can only merge gems of the same tier, and your goal is to merge a piece with a top key part and a bottom key part to get 1 key. This will let you redeem that gem for a key using the converter tile. However, there's also a little twist where if you get a level 4 gem with a key, it will actually be worth 3 keys instead of only 1, and you want to collect as many keys as possible to open more chests, get more prizes, and get further in the grand prizes. Speaking of the prizes though, there's quite a few places where you can actually get rewards in this event. If you merge a gem with one that is locked, you will get a prize from that locked gem. You can see ahead of time what this reward will be by clicking on a locked gem. Simple enough. Additionally, you get one little, I don't know what these are called, so nuggets of progress towards the grand prizes when you merge 2 gems, and 2 nuggets of progress when you merge a level 4 gem. However, you will not get any daily specials from the gems. Each color of gem has a specific type of reward that it will give, and I'll show these on screen here. Additionally, once you convert a gem with a full key into either 1 or 3 keys, depending on the tier of the gem that you converted, you can redeem those keys to open chests and get a lot of progress towards the grand prizes. However, something kind of interesting is that every day, the first chest that you open will give you double the rewards, which means that you have a chance at getting 2 of the daily special on top of getting twice the progress towards a grand prize. If you manage to clear the entire board of gems, you get either a bonus of a 1-up kit, renovation kit, a finish 1 event building item, finish all event buildings item, or the epic anniversary or historical questline kits. Oh, and to get extra keys, there are daily challenges available that give you extra keys. We're still not done though, as we need to talk about some small but really important details about this event. First, you're going to get more red gems and red keys. That is normal. They just have a higher chance at showing up instead of the green and blue gems. When you're spending your keys on opening chests, make sure you're keeping an eye on the number of each key that you have, as you'll want to be spending more red keys and just try to keep a balance of keys, kind of like with the ingredients in the fall event. Second, the first reset of a board every day is free, but then it will start costing an ever-increasing cost of energy until the next day. This means that while it's generally better to complete a few boards a day instead of trying to complete a whole lot of them on the same day, as you'll waste a lot of energy. And lastly, before we get to the strategies, if you have freed all the locked gems, you will be able to get the clear reward. However, the game will also tell you that you can progress and it will redeem the remaining gems on your board for you. Do not do this ever. If you do, any tier 4 gems with keys will not give you 3 keys, but instead only 1. Redeem any pieces with keys before continuing on, but feel free to leave any keyless gems or gems with only partial key fragments, and you might actually get something from them. With all that out of the way, what are your odds of getting to that wonderful final golden upgrade? Well, you need to reach 3,750 progress towards the grand prizes. We won't worry too much about progress from merging gems and instead focus on opening the chests, as that's where you will get the majority of your progress from. First, make sure that you open the largest chest available or the one with the most progress once every single day, taking advantage of the 2 times progress bonus on the first chest of every day. If you manage to do this, you'll be able to knock off about 1,100 progress, leaving you with only about 2,600 progress remaining. Before doing this though, you will want to either keep the daily special that you have or switch it. After all, if you have a chance to get a prize twice, it better be one that you actually want. For the remaining 2,600 progress, you'll want to open the biggest chests possible, as the bigger ones are more efficient in terms of the progress that you get per key. Basically, the strategy is open a big chest every day, but otherwise save all of your keys for a daily special that you want. And that's not all in terms of strategy. We need to talk about rationing your energy spent. You get around 10,500 energy over the course of the event if we don't include any from incidents. This means that you'll want to average about 500 energy spent per day. Why can't you spend it all in one day like a normal event? You'll need to reset boards to keep progressing. And the cost of that can get really expensive, from free to 20, 40, 80, 160, and so on. You'll want to average about 3 boards a day and shouldn't focus on clearing the board, as this can waste a lot of energy. Instead, just try to maximize the amount of keys that you win. The best way to do this is to actually not convert or merge any gems until you've done as much as you can on an existing board. Try to merge only top and bottom key pieces, not 2 of the same. It's usually a waste to merge 2 bottom key pieces, for example, unless that would help you clear the board and you don't really need the extra bottom key piece. Along those lines, don't merge any gems that have no key pieces, the ones that you've spawned, unless absolutely needed. Otherwise, you're just wasting your energy. Unless you think that we'll be able to clear the board, I recommend not spending too far over 120 to 150 energy per board unless you are near certain that you can clear it. You do not have to and do not want to clear every board. One strategy that worked for me is to just spawn all of my gems at once and then merge everything together. This way you can merge everything at the end and plan your merges better than just hoping that you get lucky with the spawner or potentially making a move and then regretting it. And if this is kind of confusing, you'll eventually get the hang of how much energy you should be spending per board. Essentially though, don't get too invested trying to clear it. What you can get invested in are the daily specials, as this is everyone's favorite part of the event, let's be honest, as there are tons of good ones to choose from, and most of them are selection kits with buildings from previous events. You can win, this is a long list, the Grand Monarch Selection Kit, which gives you the level 1 and upgrades for the Grand King and Queen buildings, the Golden Orrery Selection Kit, the Hanami Bridge Selection Kit, Suishin Mill Selection Kit, Ferris Wheel Selection Kit, World's Fair Selection Kit, Hippodrome Selection Kit, Mountain Reserve Selection Kit, Governor's Villa Selection Kit, Golden Crop Selection Kit, Harvest Farm Selection Kit, Horror Circus Selection Kit, Abandoned Asylum Selection Kit, Winter Railway Selection Kit, which includes the train cars, by the way, the Olympic Treasury Selection Kit, Vineyard Estate Selection Kit, and the Hideouts Reach Selection Kit, which is the Pirates Hideout and its peers. Sounds like a good list of daily specials? Well, guess what? There's more. You can also win Sleigh Builders, the Knights Pavilion, and finish 1 event building items. And lastly, the Epic Historical Questline and Epic Anniversary Selection Kits will be available, and it's assumed that the Epic Anniversary Kit will appear at the very end of the event between 12 p.m. and 4:30 a.m. EDT on the last day, at least on the US servers. The time will probably be different for other regions. I think that this is the most insane list of daily specials that we've ever seen, so please let me know which ones you'll be going for. Personally, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for the Hippodrome and Mountain Reserve selection kits because, let's be honest, those are really cool buildings. Of course, the event would not be complete without some brand new portraits coming with this event. The first 2, Elise and Hadwin, are available for free. The third, Victor, from placing in the Gold League, and the last 3, Akari, Calder, and Nigel, are in the event pass. Additionally, each of them has a little bit of lore attached to them. Let's go! Elise discovered the Vein of Gems, Hadwin single-handedly engineered the spawner and converter, Victor authored a research paper unifying the theories about the gems and concluded that they are created by a process unknown to our civilizations. And lastly, Akari, Calder, and Nigel each came up with a theory for the origin of each color of gem. Before you all go, all this information was probably way too much to absorb in one go. I've done my best to summarize everything important into a couple of images that I've linked in the description between the strategies and just any info that you need to know. Make sure that you check it out before the event starts. And if you've enjoyed this marathon of a video, you might also enjoy my ongoing series where I'm trying to play Forge of Empires without deleting a single building, linked on screen now. Good luck with the event, and I'll see you next time.